So there's something strange going on here. I've been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of comments. People are asking me for money. If you guys didn't know, I'm kind of a people pleaser, so it's really difficult for me to say no, but I just have to say it, no. What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bruce Wang. In today's video, we're gonna go over 150 apps/websites for earning money. So I've worked very hard for everything that I have, and every single dollar that I make has a job. If you guys don't really have that type of mentality, then it's gonna be really difficult to retire early, pretty much. So that's why I had to make this video. I want to share some of my advice or share some of my insight with making money from social media, making money online and all that stuff. You can kind of say I'm an expert at making money online nowadays because I've made a few $1,000s now. Okay, let's get serious now. We're gonna go over this list. I'm gonna give you my best effort. I'm gonna give you some creative ideas on how you can mix it up. I'm gonna give you guys what I think is the most easiest way to make a little bit of cash on the side away from their day job. So this is most likely gonna be a side hustle. And if you get really good at it, you guys might even be able to turn this into a full-time job. So chances are there has to be at least one thing on this list that you can do to earn money. If not, then leave me a like on this video and thank you for watching. So on this list, you're gonna see a lot of companies that you recognize. So the first thing I wanna do is go over how I earn money from this list. So we go all the way to the bottom here. I am in this section here, in the video section. I'm doing YouTube and I'm also doing investing. So these are the two ways I'm combining the two. I'm creating content about investing and I'm putting it on YouTube, and that's how I earn extra income every single month on the side. I've been doing this consistently since January of 2019, and I've seen a really big push in my analytics, subscriber count, everything. It's been exploding like crazy. Most likely you guys are brand new to the channel anyways. I'm getting like 3,000 subs a day. So this is my first recommendation to you guys. Pick one category, document your journey, and put it on YouTube. So I've seen some content on YouTube from Uber drivers. So basically what they do is they film themselves driving their Uber, and I think with the passengers' permission, they can post up the video on YouTube, make content about that, and earn money from that. That's mind-blowingly easy. Some of those videos get a lot of views because maybe a passenger is gonna be fighting with the driver. Some crazy stuff always happens in an Uber or in a Lyft. Trust me, I've had my experience with some bad Uber drivers. I can make a separate video about that another time. So what I want you guys to do is to mix it up, get really creative, because there's so many different ways to earn money online. So let's take a look at grocery deliveries. So even this is what you can do as well. Maybe film yourself doing grocery deliveries. I'm pretty sure there's a niche out there. There's a niche for almost every single thing. So when it comes to the success of some of these gigs out here, it's gonna be really determined on the location where you live, your personality, how much time you have to dedicate to it. Like for me, I have a lot of time off from my regular day job of property management. Some days there's just nothing for me to do. So that's when I make videos. I schedule a time for that. And on other days, I'm not even able to make any videos at all. So let's say, for example, in the grocery delivery, if you guys live next to a supermarket, most likely this is gonna be a better job for you because just location-wise, it just makes sense. So when it comes to grocery deliveries, if you document your journey on your iPhone or something like that, delivering groceries and what you see on the way, and you can tell everybody how much money you make on a daily basis here and there, give some tips because you've already gone through it. So that's gonna be a really decent way to make some money and grow on social media. Just stacking all of these gigs on top of each other. If you can stack some of these gigs on top of each other, it's just gonna exponentially grow your earning potential. So I don't want this video to be like 1 or 2 hours long, so I'm gonna move along kind of quickly. So let's say for restaurant food delivery or other delivery, if you have a economy car that's kind of more beat up, I think this is gonna be really easy to get into. You can save on gas because you have an economy car, and since your car is already getting beat up on a daily basis, or if it's a kind of old, your insurance cost is gonna be a lot lower, stuff like that. So you guys can deliver some food, especially when you have a lot of time off. If you guys are asking me for money, then most likely you have a lot of time on your hands. So one new delivery thing that I thought that's really interesting is the Amazon Flex. I believe that Amazon is starting to hire a lot of delivery drivers to deliver some of their packages. And you know how big Amazon is, one of the biggest companies in America. So I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what it's like to be an Amazon driver. If I can go online and see what it's like, I'm dead serious when I say I want to know what it's like to be a Amazon delivery driver. So I haven't seen any videos about that yet, but if you guys decide to do that, give me a shout out and let me know if you make some money from that. So the next category here is simple task. If you have a lot of like downtime on your job and you're working on a computer, I think that you can do a lot of these tasks at your job. I'm not recommending that, but you know, for anybody, any college students out there that's working in a library or something like that, there's not much to do at a library, stacking books and stuff like that. It'll probably take you 1 or 2 hours, and the other few hours you're just sitting there, you know, watching people walk around. So if you can stack any of these simple task jobs on top of that, on your day job, that's gonna be a decent way to earn a little bit of cash. Physical task is gonna be a lot more difficult, but when it comes to physical stuff, people can charge a lot more for that. Car rental is another good one too. If you have a car that you just never use Turo. Turo is the one that I think is the most popular here. I have never heard of Get Around or Hire Car. Parking rental is something new that I've just heard of. I've heard of Spot Hero. The other ones I haven't heard of. But if you own a property and you know you have a lot of parking spaces or whatnot, renting out these parking spaces might be a really good idea, especially if you live next to like a university area or you live next to a stadium where they have a lot of basketball games, sports games, football games, stuff like that. I know a lot of people that do that because I live in New England. Everybody goes to watch the Patriots, and anybody who lives next to the stadiums, they can rent out some of their parking spaces in front of their house for like $50 or something like that. Depending on where the location is. So if you have any free parking spaces out there, think about that. So the next section here is tutoring. I think this is going to be the most difficult, but if you have the skills to do any of this and you can provide tips online for other tutors, I think that will probably be one of the most lucrative ways to go. So if you can be entertaining and do tutoring at the same time, this is kind of something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show people how to invest, and because I'm in like the finance niche, which is a really lucrative niche, I get a decent amount of AdSense back every single month. So if you can get into a tutoring type niche, I think that's one of the best ways to go as well to make a little bit of money on the side. Selling old stuff. This is probably going to be the easiest way to do it. I've used eBay. I've talked about eBay a lot on the channel. I don't think I've ever dedicated one video to eBay, but if you guys want me to do that, I can. Selling my old stuff on eBay, I think this year alone, I've sold like $4,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff on eBay. And I recommend it. If you don't want any paper trails or anything like that, so you guys don't have to pay any extra taxes to the IRS, I would recommend selling on Facebook Marketplace, where you can just sell your stuff for straight cash. All of the other sites here, I'm pretty sure they're okay, at least. Like Craigslist is kind of up in the air a bit. And when it comes to selling old stuff, if you can stack that on top of YouTube, there's a lot of videos that I've watched on that, and it was pretty entertaining. So renting your stuff, so this is the one that I don't recommend. If you're gonna like rent out your camera equipment and stuff like that, or rent out something that's really expensive, most likely is gonna come back broken. So if you want to rent some of your stuff out, just make sure that it's really durable and that it won't be able to break. But most likely, if it's expensive, it's gonna break. Babysitting, This is something that you will most likely not be able to post online because you're dealing with children. So if you are like that type of person who's loving, caring, and responsible, babysitting is gonna be the way to go. Investing, most of you guys already know what Acorns is, what Lending Club is, Robinhood, M1 Finance. That's all I talk about on the channel, so I don't really want to get into that. So the next section here is home rentals, where I have some experience with this. I have 2 rental properties of my own. One of them is completely rented out. The other one, I'm fixing it up. If you guys want to know anything about that, go follow me on Instagram, where I update you guys daily. So I'd rather rent out on a month-to-month basis. If I were to rent out my place like one weekend at a time, you would make a decent amount of money, but there's just so much more work that you have to do to come back, to clean up, to make sure people aren't ruining your place every single week or every single day that you rent it out. So if you're gonna go with this route, you have to really weigh your options on how much money you're making versus how much extra work you have to put in. One thing that you guys have to know about me is that I am horrible at writing. When it comes to school, when it comes to even like doing my own titles, doing my own descriptions in the YouTube channel, it sucks. Like I'm just really bad at writing. So I don't even want to talk about this. Let's move on to the next section. If you guys are really good at writing, then if you guys are, just wired that way, then you guys are pretty lucky, because I cannot write for. So moving down on this list, we have art, design, and crafting. These are really high level skills. I'm speaking more of like design work. I know a lot of designers, they charge a decent amount for good work. So if you have the skills like on Photoshop, Adobe, Premiere, like all that stuff, if you guys can do that, I recommend doing that, and doing it on YouTube as well, like tutoring other people how to do it. Just stack those on top of each other, and you will be able to make a decent amount of money, especially if you're entertaining. So now that we're kind of at the end here, everything is starting to mix in with each other. Selling photos and doing videos, they're pretty much the same thing. To me, they're almost exactly the same thing. So when it comes to selling your photos online, you would kind of be surprised at what might be able to sell and make a lot of money from that. Like you can take a lot of photos of like really boring things, and you might be able to sell that online. So really look into that if you have a really good camera and you have a lot of time and you want to build up your skill at photography or video. Do that. And not only can you develop your skill, but you can monetize your skill and sell some photos or videos. So now that we're at the end of the list here, you have the others and you have voice work. If you guys can't do any of these things that I've talked about in this video, then I have no idea what else that you guys can do. So let me know in the descriptions if you've ever done any of these and if you've ever made money from any of these. So there's no reason for you guys to ask me for money. Please don't ask me for money. Every single dollar that I make has a mission, has a purpose. So, and I think that you guys should kind of have that same mentality if you guys are trying to retire early. And if you guys want to watch more videos from me, go check out these videos here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like the video, because, dude, I'm sweating right now from talking about all these different jobs here. And hit that notification to know when I come out with a new video. I love you 3000. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.